Your morning isn't rushed, it's unclaimed. The alarm goes off, you reach for your phone before your feet even touch the floor. Notifications, messages, a headline that raises your heart rate before you've said a single word out loud. Coffee gets poured into a travel cup, half drunk, half forgotten. Sound familiar? In the West, we treat the morning like something to survive, something to get through on the way to the real day. In Japan, morning is different. It moves slower, but not because there's more time. It moves slower because every motion means something. The futon gets folded. The water runs cold on purpose. Breakfast gets eaten in silence, without a screen in sight. This isn't about waking up earlier. It's about waking up on purpose. And once you see the difference, you'll never look at your own mornings the same way again. Here's what's coming. 15 things Japanese people do every morning before the world even asks anything of them. Some of these will feel familiar, others, most people in the West have never even considered. Number 4 is a ritual tied to something as ordinary as an entryway, a place you walk through in seconds without a second thought. In Japan, it's treated like a small doorway between one version of yourself and the next. Number 9 looks like ironing a shirt. It isn't about the shirt at all. And number 15, that one isn't a habit. It's a philosophy. It's the piece that makes every single thing before it finally make sense. So stay until the very last one, because once you hear it, you'll understand why the other 14 exist in the first place. Number 1, waking before the alarm. For most people in the West, the alarm is a battle. It goes off once, you hit snooze. It goes off again. 9 more minutes of half sleep, half dread, until the third alarm finally drags you upright, already behind before the day has started. The phone comes out immediately, and somehow, exhaustion becomes the very first thing you feel every single day. In Japan, many people wake before the alarm ever sounds, not out of anxiety, but out of rhythm. The body learns to expect the day instead of being ambushed by it. There's no scramble, no jolt, just a quiet, steady return to being awake. Number 2 follows immediately, folding the futon. The moment the day begins, the futon gets folded and put away. Not later, not after coffee, right away. This single act closes one chapter before the next one opens. Sleep is finished, fully finished. Nothing lingers in the room to pull you backward. This is Danshari. It's the discipline of consciously letting go of what's no longer needed, whether that's an object, a habit, or simply the version of you that was asleep 5 minutes ago. Most people carry yesterday into today without even noticing. The bed stays unmade, the mind stays half-tangled in sleep, but when you close one thing fully, you make room to start the next thing clean. And this is only the beginning, because what happens next, at the sink, most people rush through without a single thought. Number 3, washing the face in cold water. In the West, mornings are warm on purpose. Warm shower, warm coffee, warm blankets held onto for just a few more minutes. Comfort first, always, and there's nothing wrong with that. But comfort first can also mean the mind stays soft and unfocused, drifting instead of arriving. In Japan, many mornings start with a small, deliberate shock, cold water splashed onto the face, right at the sink. It isn't about temperature, it's about attention. The body wakes up instantly. The mind follows. One splash, and suddenly you're not half asleep anymore. You're here. Number 4, the Genkan ritual. Before stepping outside, there's the Genkan, the entryway just inside the front door. This is where shoes come off at night and where they get lined up, squared, and turned to face the door before the morning rush even begins. It looks like nothing. Most Westerners have never even considered it, but that small act of order, done before anything important happens, quietly tells the mind, today will be handled with care too. Both of these trace back to Misogi, the practice of purification through simple physical acts, not through big rituals or long ceremonies, just cold water, just aligned shoes, small physical moments that clear the mind before the day asks anything more of you. And this is the part that changes how you see everything else. Because what comes next isn't about cleaning your whole home, it's about cleaning one small corner of it and what that does to your mind. Number 5, the 5-minute clean. Most people in the West save cleaning for the weekend. It piles up. It becomes a whole project, dreaded in advance, put off as long as possible. And by the time Saturday arrives, the mess feels bigger than it actually is. In Japan, cleaning isn't saved up. It's done in small pieces, every single morning. Not the whole house, just one space, a countertop, a doorway, a single shelf. 5 minutes, maybe less. And yet the effect is disproportionate. One clear space at the start of the day can make the entire home feel lighter, even if nothing else has changed. This is Souji. It's the practice of cleaning as a form of spiritual care, not as a chore to get through. The floor isn't just swept, the mind is swept along with it. Number 6, the quiet breakfast. After that small clean, breakfast follows, and it's simple. Rice, miso soup, a few pickles, maybe a piece of fish. No 20-minute scroll through the fridge deciding what to eat, no decision fatigue before 8 in the morning, and no phone propped up against a glass stealing attention from the food in front of you. Most people never realize how much energy gets drained by tiny, meaningless decisions before the day even begins. Simplicity here isn't a limitation, it's a gift you give yourself before anyone else asks anything of you. But here's what nobody talks about. What you eat matters less than what you say before you eat it. Number 7, itadakimasu. Before the first bite, one small phrase is spoken, itadakimasu. It translates loosely to I humbly receive. Not a prayer exactly, more like a pause, a moment of gratitude toward the food, the person who cooked it, and everything that had to happen for that bowl to reach the table. In the West, eating often starts the second the food is in reach. Fork first, thought later. But that one spoken moment in Japan does something quiet and powerful. It turns a meal from a task into an experience, even if the meal itself is small. Number 8, dressing with intention. The outfit isn't grabbed in a rush from a pile on the chair. It's chosen the night before, then confirmed with care in the morning. A quick look in the mirror, a small adjustment, nothing dramatic, just enough attention to feel put together before stepping outside, rather than assembled at the last possible second. Both of these connect to mono no aware, a gentle awareness of small passing moments, the gratitude before a meal, the care in choosing what you'll wear for just one day. These moments don't last, and that's exactly why they matter. You've been rushing through meals and mornings for years. Japan slowed both of them down centuries ago and never lost anything by doing it. But what we're about to cover next, most people in the West have never even considered. It happens on the train, in complete silence. Number 9, the silent commute. In the West, the commute is filled to the brim, earbuds in, volume up, phone out, thumb scrolling before the train has even left the station. Every second gets stuffed with something because silence feels like wasted time. On many Japanese trains, something different happens. People sit quietly. Some read, some simply look out the window. No podcast playing at double speed, no feed refreshing every few seconds. The commute becomes a rare stretch of unclaimed, unfilled time, instead of another slot to fill with noise. Number 10, reading the weather. This goes deeper than checking whether a jacket is needed. In Japan, there's a long-standing awareness of the seasons in fine detail, the exact shade of the sky, the particular way the air smells before rain, the first sign that cherry blossoms are about to open. Weather isn't just data, It's a relationship with the world outside the window. Both of these come from Ma, the value of empty, unfilled space. Not space to be avoided or rushed through, but space that's allowed to simply exist, because something meaningful lives inside it. Most people fill every quiet moment out of habit, without ever asking why. And this is the part that changes how you see everything else. Because the silence Japan protects on a train is the same silence you've been afraid of at home. Next comes something even smaller. A single word spoken to a stranger that somehow holds an entire culture together. Number 11. Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning. Two simple words spoken out loud to a neighbor, a shopkeeper, a coworker passing in the hallway. In the West, this kind of greeting often gets reduced to a nod or skipped entirely, especially with strangers. Eye contact feels optional, words feel unnecessary. In Japan, the greeting is spoken deliberately, every single morning, to nearly everyone encountered. Not because it's required, because it quietly says, I see you. You matter enough for me to acknowledge you, even for 2 seconds. Number 12. Arriving early. Many Japanese workers arrive at their desks before they technically need to. Not to impress a boss, not to prove anything, just to claim a few unclaimed minutes before the demands of the day begin. Time to settle in, time to breathe, time that belongs to no one else yet. Both of these are rooted in wa, the value of harmony within a community. The greeting builds it between people. Arriving early protects it within yourself, so you're not walking into the day already behind, already reacting instead of ready. Most people never realize how much of their stress comes from starting the day in a deficit. A few claimed minutes, a few spoken words, and suddenly the whole day feels less like something happening to you. What comes next ties directly into this, because harmony outside doesn't mean much without a little order on the inside, starting with something as simple as a desk. Number 13. The desk reset. Most people sit down and dive straight into the first task in front of them. Inbox open, notifications flashing, papers scattered from yesterday never quite dealt with. The workday starts in chaos, and somehow that chaos is expected to sort itself out along the way. In many Japanese workplaces, the desk gets reset before a single task begins. This comes from a method called 5S. Seiri, sorting out what's needed from what isn't, Seiton, putting everything in its proper place, Seiso, a quick, deliberate clean. 3 small steps, done in minutes before the real work starts. This isn't about looking tidy for anyone else. A cluttered desk quietly becomes a cluttered mind. Clear the surface, and the thinking that happens on top of it gets clearer too. You've been starting your workday buried for years. Japan solved it centuries before there were even desks to sit at, applying the same idea to tools, kitchens, and workshops long before offices existed. This is the one habit that makes the rest actually work, because everything you've done so far, the folded futon, the cold water, the claimed minutes, all of it leads somewhere, and the final 2 items are where it finally comes together. Number 14. The pause before starting. In the West, the moment you sit down, the task begins. Email opens automatically. Messages get answered before the chair has even finished creaking. There's no gap between arriving and reacting. One flows straight into the other, and the day takes control before you do. Many Japanese workers do something different, something almost invisible. Before opening a single email, before starting the first task, there's a brief pause, a breath, a few seconds of simply sitting, present, before anything demands a response. This isn't procrastination. It isn't hesitation either. It's ma again, that same value of empty, unfilled space you saw earlier on the train, now applied somewhere unexpected. Not on a commute this time, but at a desk, in the middle of a workday most people treat as too urgent for pauses. And this is what nobody talks about. The most productive moment of the day isn't the first task completed, it's the breath taken right before it. the one that decides whether you're reacting to the day or meeting it on your own terms. Save the last one for last, because it isn't really a habit at all. It's the quiet idea holding every other item together. Number 15. This is the one, the habit that isn't really a habit at all. It's the quiet idea sitting underneath every single thing you've heard so far. At some point in the morning, often right after that pause before starting, one simple question gets asked. Not, what do I need to get done today? Something smaller, something gentler. How can today be even slightly better than yesterday? No sprawling to-do list, no 10 new goals written out in a burst of motivation that fades by lunchtime. Just one line, one small specific way today will be a little lighter, a little clearer, a little more intentional than the day before it. This comes from Kaizen, the practice of continuous, tiny improvement, not massive change, not a complete transformation overnight, just one small shift repeated daily until those shifts quietly become who you are. And here's what makes this the one that ties everything together. The folded futon means nothing without intention behind it. The cold water, the aligned shoes, the claimed minutes, the desk reset, all of it is just motion without this. But add one honest line of intention each morning, and every other habit stops being a routine. It becomes a direction. You've been chasing bigger changes for years. Japan figured out long ago that the small ones were the only ones that ever actually lasted. And if you've made it this far, you already know what I mean. You don't have to change 15 things tomorrow morning. That's not the point. And it never was. Pick one, just one. The cold water, the folded futon, the single spoken word to a stranger, or that one quiet line of intention before the day begins. Try it once. See how it feels to start the day claimed instead of taken from you. If any of this gave you something to think about, share it with someone who might need to hear it too. And subscribe, because every week we go a little deeper into the quiet wisdom Japan has been living for centuries, one small morning at a time. Your morning was never rushed. It was only ever unclaimed. And now you know exactly how to claim it back.